안녕하세요 여러분, 저는 강태빈입니다. 만나서 반갑습니다. 네, 오늘 비디오에서 저는 한국어 효과적으로 공부하는 방법을 보여주고 제가 한국어 지식을 늘기 위해 어떤 앱을 사용했는지 알려드리겠습니다. 대부분의 신청자들은 한국어 할 줄 몰라서 이제부터 영어로 말하겠습니다. 그리고 다음 영상에는 시작부터 끝까지 한국어로 얘기하겠다고 약속합니다. 시작하자. So the first app I go on when it's a new app I downloaded. It's a really good app in my opinion because it's known to be very natural with its Korean is called Papago, and with Papago you can just translate into many languages from Korean, such as Japanese or Korean or Chinese, and it's just such a good way for you to just quickly search up a word or type in a sentence that you want to say. For example, like you want to translate into English subway or underground. If you're British, it translates to 지하철. And I just think it's a really good way for anyone who is, whether you're beginner or advanced in Korean language, just to use this app. You can use this even when you're on the go. Just if you're talking with your friend and you're just wondering what you want to do, like there's a word that you don't know or there's something in the conversation that you need, you can just quickly go on Papago and whether it be a Japanese friend or a Chinese friend, you can just Papago, and yeah, I think it's really good. And this app is actually from Naver. It's a really good app, and it's just, yeah, I think it's one of the best apps so far in terms of translation. And I would definitely trust my life with Papago because even the sentences in English are so natural, even when you're typing in Korean as well. It's just so natural and so easy to use. Yeah, so easy to use. The other app I like to use is Naver Dictionary, of course, but I don't use it as a dictionary. I use it to search up, there's these phrases in English that they use, and I just, instead of learning the English, of course, I just learned the Korean, and here it is just buffering and being weird like normal, and it's a shame that I couldn't show you this, but I will show you in another video the Naver word book, English word book, and it has different lessons every day for people who are wanting to learn English, but it's great for people who also want to learn Korean as well, because the Koreans translated the English sentences into Korean, and they actually give you the grammar as phrases as well. And I think it's just so good for people, both Korean and foreigners wanting to learn Korean, to use this as well. This is also from the same internet corporation that uses Papago, that created Papago. It's all from Naver, and Naver are really trying to step up their game, because of course there's Daum and then there's Naver. Daum have their own word bank, word book, and Naver also have one too, so it's really good. I really enjoy using it, and it's so fun. I use it with my Korean tutor as well. It's good, and I'm sorry it couldn't show up on the computer screen as well, on the tablet as well, I'm sorry. Another way I learn Korean is, and this is the most effective method for me in my opinion, is learning through songs. I mean, I have one Chinese song on there, but I listen to it just for fun, and I actually don't learn the Chinese But anyway, really, Korean songs are so good for wanting to memorize the vocabulary, and it's so good for like if you've been learning the vocabulary, you can listen to it the same song 10 times during the day. So like throughout the whole day, just spend the whole day listening to that song, and like you're gonna start getting this headache, and this headache is really just your brain trying to soak in the information. It's translating it into your head, and then once you like the headache goes away, like this relief, like this heavy like throbbing sensation will go away, and you'll suddenly understand all of it without even having to think about it. And that means like you've completely understood the song 100%, and you can sing it in the car. And you know, when I'm learning a Korean song, all I use is Naver Dictionary or Papago and the Korean lyrics. I never ever look at the English lyrics, because you need to really learn it as in a Korean kind of way. And I think for me, in my opinion especially, is that learning with English translations, I find that they actually don't translate the proper meaning. Even it's translated in a way for us to understand the Korean, and it's not really translated how a Korean mind would work. So I found out that just completely remove all English, remove romanization, learn how to read Hangul, and actually learn how to read Korean poetry as well. Study Korean poetry, because that helps. I studied Korean poetry with my Korean language tutor, and it helped so much, because you finally found out the way they write the poetry is like sometimes switched around in the Korean songs. And what is a song? A poem with music. So yeah, these are just my favorite ones. So a couple of my songs that I've downloaded. This is actually a new tablet I got, and it's just I'm actually going to be using this for university, because I'm planning to go to Sheffield University and study Korean as well. So it's so good for studying Korean. My last method is really an academic method. I only actually use a textbook when I'm revising grammar. Vocabulary, I will use a textbook, but only in classes and when my Korean tutor sends me homework. But really, I really use this just to prepare for TOPIK. I used it to prepare for TOPIK, which I sat this year in April 15th. And yeah, TOPIK was really nerve-wracking. I sat TOPIK 2. My predictive grade is TOPIK level 3/4. So like in some tests I got level 3, and some tests I got level 4. And it's really about, this is more of an academic, more studying, Korean style studying. And this is the grammar textbook I'm currently studying with my tutor. She thinks we will actually get it done by the end of the summer before I go to university, because she really wants me to be ahead of the game. And we've actually been studying Korean together for 2 years, really intensely, like 6 hours a day. I went from beginner in 2015 all the way up to advanced, and it's actually really because of her that I've been able to speak a lot and communicate when I'm in Korea. She really just teaches me daily things. We go through a lot of daily things, and of course when it's with grammar we do from textbook, but really other than that we never look at past papers for Korean, because she believes that a language should be learned, not studied. But when it comes to grammar, of course you have to study the grammar, otherwise you won't know what it means. And here is one of another book. It's actually TOPIK. I actually did this for TOPIK. This was the only reason I got the book. was just the topic, and it was really good. I enjoyed it. We kind of crammed it in because it was getting closer to the exam, and plus I study engineering along with Korean, so she also tutors me. She's also a Korean, she's also in engineering, so she helped me with engineering as well. So we actually do 50% Korean and 50% engineering in my lessons, and lessons start from 10 p.m. and finish at 2 a.m. and it's really, really hard. But anyway, that's it. That's all I do to study Korean, and that's how I think, in my opinion, you can study Korean effectively. You don't really necessarily need a tutor, but it'll be helpful to get friends. There are other apps I use, but I'm just going to put them in the link below because I didn't have time to mention everything, but I will mention everything in another video. Like I'll do like a Korean book haul or something of all my books I have, and I will explain in detail. This is just a light, quick way just to explain to you how I learned Korean and how to learn Korean effectively. Thank you for watching my video. 제 동영상을 봐주셔서 많이 감사합니다.